Hey Nick, how are you today?
Hi Beth, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking. It's really kind of you. I'm actually feeling pretty good today.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, but why?
Well, I've just been outside because I went on a little bit of a nature walk, hunting for some leaves, ready to do my chlorophyll rubbing a little bit later on. I think I managed to get in around about, 1,000 steps maybe.
Well, that's a good estimate, Nick. And yeah, getting some fresh air is really important, not only for our bodies, but also to keep our minds calm and healthy.
I know exactly what you mean, Beth. I've been spending lots of time recently staring at my screen, and it's so lovely to be able to take a break outside and get into nature and enjoy some fresh air. Anyway, how are you doing, Beth?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Nick. I managed to get my early morning walk done too, and I'm feeling pretty energized and ready for today's session.
Well, it sounds like we're both looking after our minds and our bodies, Beth. So, shall we get stuck into today's session?
Sure, let's go.
Did you champions at home know that a really useful life skill is being able to estimate numbers and distances? For example, I told you earlier I walked approximately 1,000 steps to find my leaves. That's because I've learned how to estimate and measure in my math sessions.
Well, this is brilliant, Nick, because I can actually do with some help with my estimating and measuring.
Oh, well, look no further, Beth. I can't wait to share some math knowledge with you later today.
Well, that sounds like a plan, Nick. Now, remember, if you're learning with us today, we'd love to hear from you. Please ask a grown-up to tweet us at Prem Rugby and share what you've been up to using the hashtag #LearnWithUs.
And remember, you always need an adult's permission if your photo's going online.
Absolutely. And if you missed any of the Learn With Us sessions, you can catch up on demand by finding them on the Premiership Rugby YouTube channel.
Well, that's enough chit-chat, Beth. Let's get moving with Coach Callum before we get stuck into some estimating and measuring.
Hi guys, it's time for morning moves with me, Cal Morris, and Premiership Rugby champions. This morning's going to follow exactly the same routine. It's 4 exercises with 30 seconds work and 30 seconds rest. This morning, I'm out enjoying my morning move session in my garden, but it doesn't matter where you are, just enjoy the session. Our first move is going to be a bear crawl. So we're going to start like this. We're going to take a couple steps forward and a couple steps back. Is everyone ready? Let's go, guys. Come on. Couple steps forward, couple steps back. Couple steps forward, couple steps back. Keep going. These are hard, so if you get tired, quickly shake off your shoulders. We're about halfway through the time, so let's get a couple more done. Okay, couple steps back, couple steps forward. Try and do one more, then we're going to rest. Oh, that got my shoulders. So, next, we're going to do some high knees. So, you can either put your hands out in front of you and knee your hands, or you can use your hands to help you sprint. Okay? We're going to go in about 20 seconds, so take a few deep breaths. Is everyone ready? Everyone nice and warmed up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. High knees. Try and keep a nice, constant pace for the full 30 seconds. This is going to get our blood flowing around our body and get us ready to do some learning afterwards. Okay? Keep going. I'm going to use my hands now. We're about halfway through. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's made me tired. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, so next we're into some big side steps. In rugby, you've got to dodge people, haven't you? You're going to have people trying to tackle you, grab your tags. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump from one foot onto the other foot. Jumping back and forth for the full 30 seconds. Is everyone ready? We're going in 5 seconds, so take a big deep breath. Right, let's go. Big side step. Jumping from one foot to the other. Keep going. We're about halfway through, but just keep going with big side steps. Yeah? We've got about 10 seconds to go. Let's try and do 2 more. 1, 2. We've got time for your last biggest side step. Oh. Okay, so we're going to finish off with a hard one. What we're going to do, we're going to do some star jumps. Yeah? We're going to keep going for full 30 seconds. This is going to really tire us out. So take a few deep breaths. Right, is everyone ready? We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, we can do some star jumps. We're just going to keep going for the full 30 seconds. It's going to get us blood flowing and ready to get learning. Okay? Keep going. Good. We're about halfway through. For the last 10 seconds, we're going to see who can go the fastest, yeah? Ready? Go! See who can go the fastest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. That was a really good session, guys. Back to some learning.
Fair play, Nick. I think Coach Callum must be having a super healthy breakfast to be smashing out these morning move sessions.
Oh, absolutely, Beth. I'm really enjoying them. So, are you ready to learn?
Yes, let's do this.
Okay. So, remember I said this session is all about estimating and measuring.
Yeah, go on.
Well, there are some pretty basic things you need to make sure you're aware of first.
Okay, so should I get my listening ears on?
Yes, please, Beth. Roll VT. Did you know that the blue whale is the largest living creature on Earth? A typical adult blue whale is about the same length as 3 buses or 5 family-sized cars placed end to end. At the other end of the scale, the world's smallest fish measures roughly the same length as a nail on your little finger. That's tiny! These 2 examples describe the length of something, the large blue whale and the tiny fish, using non-standard units of measurement. But what exactly is a non-standard unit of measurement? A non-standard unit of measurement is when you use something which isn't typically used to measure something. Take the blue whale for example. We wouldn't actually measure his length using buses, but we can use them to help people understand how huge he is, as they know how big a bus is. Non-standard units of measure could be pretty much anything. You could measure using a shoe, an arm, a rugby ball, anything that gives a general idea of size. However, measuring in this way is not an accurate measurement. This is because cars, buses, and body parts come in a variety of different shapes and sizes, and therefore you can't use them when you want an accurate or specific measurement. If you want to know the exact length, height, or width of an item, you will have to use a measuring instrument like a ruler, a measuring tape, or a trundle wheel, as these tools measure in standard units of measure, such as centimetres and metres. Small units of length are called millimetres. A millimetre is about the thickness of a bank card, or about 10 sheets of paper on top of each other. This is a very small measurement. When we have 10 millimetres, this can be called a centimetre. A fingernail is about 1 centimetre wide. We can use centimetres to measure how tall we are, or to measure the width of a door. Anything bigger than that, and we need to start using metres. 1 metre is equal to 100 centimetres, which is roughly the height of a chair, or half the length of your bed. Metres can be used to measure the height of a house, the width of a playground, or even the length of a rugby pitch. Finally, we have a kilometre, which is equal to 1,000 metres. That's roughly 10 rugby pitches long. When we need to get from one place to another, for example, driving from one city to another, or travelling on an aeroplane, this can be measured in kilometres. Importantly, standard measures will always remain the same for everyone, no matter who is measuring it. So now you understand the difference between non-standard units of measurement and standard units of measurement.
Wow, that was super helpful, Nick. Who knew you were such a maths marvel?
I know, Beth. Surprised you, didn't I?
Yeah, definitely, Nick. I did love the way you explained how we could measure things with non-standard units, though. I've never thought of doing that before.
Well, it seems now is the perfect timing for our first challenge then, Beth. Okay, here's what you champions at home need to do. Select the super measuring device from your home. I've got this rugby ball, for example.
Okay, I've got, this shoe?
Perfect, Beth. So let's start by estimating and then measuring the length of the desks in front of us.
Okay, I think I understand. So you want me to estimate how many shoes long my desk is and then measure it with the shoe to check.
Perfect, that's it. So I'll do the same with my rugby ball. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 5. I think my desk is going to be around about 5 rugby balls in length.
Okay, so I'm going to estimate using my shoe. So let me just see. I reckon it's about 7 shoes. Should we check?
Well, yes, Beth, let's try it. So you go with your shoe and I'll try with my rugby ball.
2, 3, 4, 5. Well, my estimate was pretty close, but my desk is actually about 5.5 shoes long.
And my desk is about 6 rugby balls long. So here's what we'll do. On the next screen, we'll give you some suggestions to think of so you can go measure in your own home. But remember, choose your measuring device first.
We'll give you 3 minutes to estimate and then measure as many different objects in your home as you can. Off you go. Well, that was fun, Nick. I can tell you, I thought my sofa was only 10 shoes long, but it's actually 14 and a half shoes long.
Well, excellent estimating and measuring, Beth. I measured the height of my kitchen door. I estimated that it was 10 rugby balls in height, but it was actually only 7 rugby balls high.
Well, I have to say, it's a really fun way of measuring, Nick, but it's not exactly going to be useful in the real world, is it?
What do you mean, Beth?
Well, okay, so say I go to a hardware shop to buy a door, for example. I can't exactly go in and ask for a door which is 7 rugby balls high.
That's a really good point, Beth. So we're using non-standard units of measurement, things like a rugby ball or your shoe. But there are also standard units of measurement, such as centimeters, meters, and kilometers. And that means we can measure using certain measuring tools.
Okay, that makes more sense. Tell me more.
Remember earlier, I told you millimeters and centimeters are only small units of measure. A standard ruler is a great tool to use when measuring books, strips of paper, or even the pencil you are using. When measuring a slightly bigger object, like a door or a dining room table, you might want to use a measuring tape. These can help measure in meters, centimeters, and millimeters, meaning we can be very precise with our measurements. A trundle wheel can be used to measure longer distances from one location to another. The length of a rugby pitch is a great example. Each full turn of the wheel is 1 meter in length. This is indicated by a clicking sound. All you need to do is walk the distance and count the clicks. Simple.
Hey, Nick, come to think of it, I actually have some of those measuring tools in my house.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Beth. Now, champions at home, you need to go and find yourself a ruler or a tape measure for this next challenge.
That is handy, Nick, because I've got my ruler right here. Now, ask a grown-up to help, and remember, you can pause the video if you need a little bit longer to find one.
Well done, everyone. Hopefully you've now located your ruler or a measuring tape to help with this next task.
I have indeed. I found this snazzy pink ruler. So what's next?
Oh, good work, Beth. So do you remember the objects you measured earlier with your non-standard unit? That was your shoe, Beth.
Yeah, I do remember.
Right. Well, now I want you to measure them using your ruler or tape measure. Remember, you're going to need to look carefully at the numbers on the scale. And if you find it a little bit tricky, you can always ask a grown-up to help you.
Okay, I get it. So I'm going to go back and measure my sofa and my fridge.
That's right, Beth. Great stuff. So we'll give you 3 minutes to complete this challenge. Ready? Off you go. Great effort, everyone. That was some magical measuring right there. Beth, how did you do?
Well, I have to say, I loved estimating the length of things, so like my fridge, and then noticing the difference when I actually measured it.
I know what you mean. Estimating and then measuring to check your estimation can actually be quite fun to see how close you were. The more you do it, the better you become at estimating.
Well, in that case, Nick, I think I need to practice some more.
Well, let me leave you and our champions at home with a little takeaway challenge. Using your pen and paper, recreate this table using different items around your home. You will need to estimate and measure using non-standard and standard units of measure.
And remember, if you need extra time to copy this table, just pause the video.
As always, champions, we love to hear from you and see what you're doing at home.
You can share your work with us on Twitter at PremRugby using the hashtag LearnWithUs.
We hope you've enjoyed this Premiership Rugby Champions Learn With Us session today. And remember,
Stay home, stay safe, and learn with us.